But we all know the FTX saga that has been going on for the past few days, with FTX basically becoming insolvent and collapsing, which is a massive problem for the entire space as it's the second largest exchange in the entire world. So, seeing number two go down, what did that mean for anyone underneath them? And maybe even number one, maybe having some troubles that they're not fully putting out there. But if number two can fall, then what about everything else under it? There's a lot of danger that could still be there. But there is this video where FTX kind of talks about how transparent his company is and how great it is, which is pretty weird to see because everything that he said ultimately led to the collapse of FTX.
Last thing that I'll say is if you look at what precipitated some of the 2008 financial crisis, you saw a number of bilateral, bespoke, non-reported transactions happening between financial counterparties, which then got repackaged and releveraged again and again and again, such that no one knew how much risk was in that system until it all fell apart. If you compare that to what happens on FTX or other major cryptocurrency venues today, there's complete transparency about the full open interest. There's complete transparency about the positions that are held. There's a robust, consistent risk framework applied.
So isn't that pretty weird to hear him saying how it's so transparent? And in 2008, no one knew how much risk was in there, but now everything's transparent and everybody knows. But the reality was, it's the same situation. Nobody knew how much risk was out there. Nobody knew how much they were cooking the books. And to make it even worse, doubling down on, basically lying like that video suggests, you can see SBF is going to jail, matter of when, not if. And seeing these tweets that he deleted talking about a competitors trying to go after us with false rumors, FTX is fine, assets are fine, and then continuing on to say FTX has enough to cover all client holdings. We don't invest client assets, even in treasuries, which all of that ended up to be not true. It ended up that they were playing games with client funds, taking their money, giving it to their other company to let their investing wizards go on and try and make more money with it. They were not taking proper risk management at all, which is something that came out recently. Like FTX tapped into client accounts to fund their risky bets. That's from the Wall Street Journal. And something that people are talking a lot about is about SBF taking $6 billion in client funds from FTX, secretly siphoned them to his teenage investing wizards at Almada, and he should go to prison for a long time, which if he's doing that, and it seems like that's a situation that might be likely, yeah, he should be punished for that. Taking client funds, risking it all, losing it, and then ending up losing the company and their money alongside with it. It's not something that should be taken pretty lightly. He lost billions of other people's money. And then they went on to stop processing withdrawals, which we all know that road leads down to big problems, where Celsius did that, Voyager went down the same thing. Whenever you see stop processing withdrawals, you know the problems are massive. And if you are in that exchange, you've probably lost everything. But shortly after this stop withdrawal and big problems started happening, CZ said that FTX asked for our help. There's a significant liquidity crunch to protect users. We signed a non-binding LOI intending to fully acquire FTX.com and help cover the liquidity crunch. We will be conducting a full DD in the coming days. So this was supposed to be the hero coming out to save the day, to get everyone who's stuck in FTX a way out, save their money, and just make customers whole, which we've heard that before from somebody about a different collapsed crypto exchange. But everyone looked at this and kind of said, this is it. This is the savior. We're good. He's going to save all of our money. But it turns out that he actually wasn't going to do that, because Binance just came out saying, as a result of the corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customer funds and alleged U.S. agency investigations, we have decided we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX.com. Which is a big move, because that savior that was coming, that people were banking on to get their money back, all of a sudden pulled out and is no longer going to be doing anything. Which is kind of funny, because this whole thing started with CZ selling off his FTT tokens to push the price down and give this whole liquidity crunch situation to FTX, because originally FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried went behind their back, threw them under the bus at Washington, D.C., kind of trying to get U.S. market under FTX control and not allowing Binance in. Binance didn't like that, threw this whole situation together, and then at the end of the day, they were the ones who were going to try and save them, but ultimately they backed out. So right now, it seems like the problem is only going to get bigger. FTX is probably completely insolvent, completely bankrupt. And if you have money that's stuck on there now, it's probably gone. You should probably write it off, and hopefully it's nothing major. I know there's a lot of people that do keep their whole amounts of money on exchanges, and this lesson should teach everyone time and time again. This is like the fifth time it's happened. Not your keys, not your coins. And you might see this right here, like FTX has reopened withdrawals, which isn't exactly true because we can look at this. You see all of the kind of things that are going on, the tokens, deposit volume, and withdrawal volume. And right here, the exchanges, you can see it say FTX US. There's one that says FTX. So there's one outlier, but the rest is US. And FTX US was a completely different company, or supposedly a completely different company to FTX. They ran 1-to-1. FTX US is completely fine, whereas FTX is collapsing, which I find it kind of hard to believe. So if they're saying that now, it might have trouble. If you have any money on FTX, you should probably take it off. But for now, FTX US is operating, not FTX, which has always been the case for this whole drama thing going down. So no, FTX has not started withdrawals again. And just a crazy amount of money lost, even in net worth for SBF, where he was worth $16 billion and now estimated to be 991 million. And the only person he has to blame is himself. So he lost the $15 billion in one day because of how he was running things. But crazy amount of money to completely lose, or value to lose, in one day. And all this has led to the SEC investigating FTX. So it looks like FTX is collapsing, going down, and if you have money stuck on there, it's probably written off and it's probably worthless. They don't have the money to give back to you, which is crazy because it's the second largest exchange in the world. It is a massive exchange up there, and if they have problems and they're collapsing, what does it say for anyone else underneath them? If we see Coinbase mismanaged, I mean, that could be massively devastating if they end up going under from something going on too. But yet again, we learn that you should not keep your coins or any crypto on exchanges. Always take them off into cold storage, self-custody, and don't rely on an exchange to kind of have your money for you. If you have control of it, you're good. If they do, you're not good. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.